Welcome to Reservations for One with Bills. I am Bills. I am back. This is my first episode in a while. I know last time I promised that I was going to put out consistent episodes, but you know, I realized I'm not good with making promises. No. I'm very good at making promises. I'm not good at keeping them. I'm like top 5 promises makers ever. I owe like 15 women the world. I owe about 4 of them the fucking galaxy. So I'm very good at making promises. I'm just not good at keeping them. But I'm still going to start getting better with that. I'm trying to get better. That's something I told myself I'm going to improve on. Is saying exactly what I mean and doing exactly what I say and being a more honest person with just myself. Sometimes a lot of people not honest with yourself and you get real uncomfortable. I don't want to do nothing that make me feel uncomfortable. And so that'll make my life a little bit easier and make work a little bit easier for me. And, and sometimes it does have a negative effect on other people because I was in a situation the other day where I was at someone's crib and I was controlling a fire stick because I wanted to show them something. And it was like a friend of a friend's house, so I wasn't really too familiar with the person, so I shouldn't have been on the fire stick anyway. And I fucked around and took the fire stick remote home, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to tell them like, "Yo, I took your fire stick remote by accident," because it was a day after I realized it happened. It's been a whole 24 hours, and I didn't want to be like, "Yo, I took your fire stick home," and look like a thief in their eyes. Because it was already too late. I didn't want to give it to my homeboy and tell him like, yo, fuck, I fucked around and took their fire stick by accident. And then he give it back to them and them two talk about me behind my back. And, so I did what was most comfortable for me and made an executive decision and just threw their fire stick away. They'll never know I took it. They'll be searching around their house for it like a madman. That's the only part I do feel bad about because I started thinking about what would I be doing if I couldn't find my fire stick remote. I'll be searching night and day for it. I'll be searching for hours. And you know what? Honestly, I wouldn't. I always accuse people of stealing something when I can't find it. That way, that brings me a lot of peace. Like that way, I just get it out the way. Like I know this motherfucker stole it, and because I always say it's no reason to be mad at yourself. So you just blame somebody else. Like, man, I know this motherfucker stole my fire stick. I know this. And so I'd have blamed whoever was there for stealing my shit already. I'd have probably looked for it for a couple hours. And I'm like, I know one of them niggas took it. And I would have had my peace like that. I would have just went and brought me another fire stick and just been telling people, everybody in the world, like, yo, these 2 motherfuckers stole my fire stick. That's fucked up. But hey, fucking life is fucked up. Well, I'm trying to think, what the fuck was we watching? Oh, all right. I wanted to show them, cause the fire stick, we got the crack movies and shit like that. So I wanted to show them a movie that I was in. Like they didn't believe when I said I was in a movie. Yeah, I think it was I told them I was in Pootie Tang. I was an extra in Pootie Tang, so I just wanted to show them that nigga I was in Pootie Tang. Cause they said that's like one of the most classic black movies ever. And I'm like, nigga, I'm in that. So I had to show them that I was in Pootie Tang. I was an extra. If anybody else want to go look, I was one of the kids on the stage when they was opening Pootie Burger. And he was fighting over the Pootie Tangs and shit. And then I haven't seen any good movies lately. Interstellar still, I know I said that before in here. Interstellar is still the best movie I've ever saw. I don't think there will ever be a movie better than Interstellar. Like it's just, Interstellar is up there with Scarface. Like it's one of the most diverse movies that got a bunch of lessons in it. And it's definitely my top 2 movies. I'm trying to think my top 5 movies is Scarface, Interstellar, No Country for Old Men, Fifth Element, and maybe The Notebook. Shout out to fucking allergies, bro. I don't know how the fuck I got allergies, bro. I used to diss niggas with allergies, and like 2-3 years ago, I just woke up one day like, oh, I got a cold. I'm getting sick. And then like 2 hours later, I was alright. And then like 4 hours after that, I'm like, oh, I'm getting sick again. And I just couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on with me. And unfortunately, I was diagnosed with allergies. So like this shit is sick. So shout out to everybody with allergies. So honestly, you're a real nigga if you got allergies. If you think about it, if you do the math and the quadratic equation or whatever, it boils down that you're a real nigga if you got allergies. Cause it's like, bro, fuck out of here. Like I'm trying to think. Oh, what else is new? I just dropped another album. Go check that out. It's called Be Billions. It's called Sad Pit. So go check it out. It's on streaming everywhere. They stream albums and shit. Um, Go subscribe to the YouTube. The YouTube page I think is Be Billions, and also subscribe to this YouTube page. Subscribe to the Saturday YouTube page. It's you know, subscribe. Just subscribe to everything. I never say that. Subscribe to everything. Subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to the music. Subscribe to Saturday.com. Go sign up with your email address so you could get email blasts. That's the new shit. Subscribing. The more you subscribe, the better of a person you are. The more shit you subscribe to. So just go keep subscribing. That's how you stay updated on shit. That's how you stay current. And but yeah, I love music. Music is a very big passion of mine. I like making music. Not only do I like making music, I figured out how to make money off the music. So I definitely put out another album because I had checked my TuneCore one day after not checking it for like a year. And I was like, holy shit, people been listening to this? Because I had put an album out in 2018. I probably didn't check it for the whole corona, but I did have the links like in some of my bios on social media, and like here and there I would post some of the songs. And I was like, damn, people fucking with this. So I'm about to flood it out with some music. I'm about to probably put out like 2, 3 more albums before the year end because that is the new way. Like the new way is volume. You got to put out a lot of music because this shit constantly dropping. You got to put out a lot of everything, honestly. Anything you're doing right now, any content you're going, you got to flood it because it's just like people move on from everything so quick. Like you'll listen to, even me, like I that's how I stay like good in business because I look at the way I consume stuff and think about the way other people may consume it. And it's like, yo, people always want something new. Like, nothing lasts. There's no lasting power. That's not really a bad thing. That's just the new thing. Like there's nothing that you really want to, because everything is so easy to get accessible to, but it's so easy to put out too, and it's so easy to consume. So, it's not really a bad thing. I hate when people think it's a bad thing. It's just a new thing. Change isn't always bad. It's just, gotta stay current with the times. Let me get into some Ask Sad Pitt. I got like two. Bills. I don't have a question or anything, but you was right. 4 a.m. is really the new midnight. Most days this year, I wake up at this time and start my day. I often wonder why I can't sleep through the night anymore, but sometimes we don't need to question things and just live through what's happening. I love your podcast and I only listen to yours at the moment. But anyways, have a lovely one day, miss. Oh man, I feel like shit now because I haven't put out an episode since you wrote this. So I know you probably feel like, oh, what the fuck is going on? So I'm definitely, this has definitely inspired me to, I'm not gonna make any promises, but I'm gonna try a little bit harder to stay more consistent with the episodes. And yeah, I read somewhere that a lot of a lot of the top business people or smart thinkers wake up really early in the morning, and it just so happens I be up all through the night. So that's 4 a.m. is like when I do my best thinking anyway. So I think that's probably the time that most people are most creative. And the difference between a genius and a madman is, if I'm up all night and then I start getting my brain flowing at 4 a.m. and then now I'm lacking sleep, so I'm thinking of great ideas, but they might be evil ideas. I've turned into a madman because that's how it works sometimes. Sometimes your great ideas could be good or bad. It just depends on the mood you're in. So maybe that's why I'm low-key a madman. And if I start sleeping and waking up at 4 a.m. and thinking, I'll start it with a fresher brain and more rejuvenated, and I'll be a genius. I do consider myself a genius. I figure a lot of people are geniuses though. Like anybody that could do I believe everybody got genius in them in this entire world. Honestly, every single person, and it's just like, some motherfuckers use it for good, some motherfuckers use it for bad, and some motherfuckers don't use it at all. Like it's motherfuckers who fucking niggas that play sports is genius. I think I heard Styles P say that, and I thought about like hell yeah, like it's very hard to be nice at sports. It's just a lot of geniuses in this world, and it's just discipline. That's how you really bring the genius out. So discipline or Adderall, either or. Honestly, the same shit. Adderall is definitely discipline. Adderall is definitely even though I'm very very against drugs for other people, but I'm tell you I've been doing Adderall again, and I've been getting my shit done. Dear Bills, do you wish you have gotten married when you were young? Are you not scared of ending up alone? Psy. S-Y, I don't know what is that, Psy, or how you pronounce that, C or S. Hell fucking yes. I wish I'd have got married young. Hell yes. Because you could always get divorced. It's a lot easier to get married when you're young. It's a lot more people that you could marry. You could just marry a motherfucker like fuck it. Like we think we in love, let's get married. If it work, it work. If it don't, it don't. And as you get older, you got to make smarter decisions. It's like, if I'd have just married somebody young, nobody wouldn't have blamed me if it wouldn't have worked. Now, when you get a little bit older, you marry somebody, it's like, and it don't work. It's like everybody judging you, like, you shouldn't have never got married. Like, if you get married young in your teens, I wish I'd have got married at like 17, 18. I wish I had a kid at 16 because my whole family would have raised it. And by the time I'd have been now, what he would have been like, if I had a kid at 16, he'd have been like 14 something now, and he would have been raising himself now. He'd have been probably down here with me on the podcast. He'd have been probably smoking and drinking, hanging out together. So I do wish I got married and started having a family younger. And yes, I am terrified of ending up alone. I think I said on the last episode, I was actually in a hospital on Valentine's Day, and I was like, damn, this ain't it. I'm about to just go with somebody just so they could be there for me in case I'm dying, because when you get old and shit, you need people. Because when you get old in this world, bro, everybody turn their back on you. Like, regardless of people who you think they will or not, and it's not even their fault. It's not even because, who the fuck wants to hang out with old people? Well, me, I love old people for some reason. I'm just, I just always been into old people. Not like that, I just never met my grandparents. So when I meet an old person, I just tend to look at them as like, like, oh, this how would have been if I would have been around my grandmother. This how would have been if I'd have been around my grandfather. But everybody doesn't have that same sentiment. Old, when you get old, they just fucking throw you in a nursing home. Old people be complaining like, oh, my grandkids don't call me, none of my kids call me. And then they just end up on the phone with the Nigerian scammers and giving them all of their money because they just so happy that they got somebody to fucking talk to on the phone for 2 hours. If you get an old person number, you can get anything out the motherfuckers if you just talk to them. And it's so fucked up that it's like that, but that's how it would be. So yes, I'm definitely scared of ending up alone. So I am definitely looking to be with somebody pretty soon. And I was looking for love, but I'm about ready to settle because honestly, settling is not that bad. People make settling seem so bad. Settling is not as bad as it seems because it's like, yo, like, fuck it. I just need somebody who love me. I don't care if I love them back. So that way, they'll always have my best interest in favor. So I'm definitely might look to settle down with just anybody who love me. The next person who loved me more than I love them is it. That's my fucking soulmate. You are my soulmate if you love me more than I love you. But yeah, this has been an episode of Reservations, one with Bills. You can follow me on Instagram at asksadpitt, Twitter be billions. Make sure you go check out SaturdayShop.com. We just dropped a bunch of new shit. We're gonna keep dropping throughout the summer, spring and summer and shit. And go get the album. Go download it, stream it, subscribe to the YouTube.